Welcome to my channel. Valentine's Day is usually a day filled with love and romance, but this year it's filled with something else entirely: terror. Today, I'm going to share with you a creepy love story that will have you hiding under the covers. So if you're feeling brave, then let's get started. It was a cold and dark Valentine's night in the city. The crisp air was filled with the sweet fragrance of blooming flowers and the distant sounds of laughter and love. Jake and Eva were walking hand in hand, smiling and enjoying their time together after a delicious dinner at their favorite restaurant. As they entered the park, they felt a sense of peace and tranquility wash over them. The lush green trees surrounded them, and the stars shone bright overhead. The couple walked deeper into the park, admiring the serene atmosphere. Suddenly, a rustling sound came from the bushes in the distance. As the bushes were quite a ways away, it indicated that whatever was causing the noise must have been of substantial size. The couple exchanged a worried glance and moved closer to each other as they approached the bushes. Suddenly, a towering figure emerged from the shadows, standing at an imposing height of 2.5 meters. Its presence was overwhelming, and the duo couldn't help but feel a sense of fear wash over them. The monster's eyes were like nothing they had ever seen before. They were pure white and seemed to shine in the darkness. Its elongated arms were adorned with razor-sharp claws that looked deadly, and its teeth glimmered like diamonds. The sight of the monster was frightening. Eva and Jake quickly tried to escape from the monster that had emerged from the shadows. The creature was fast and agile, pursuing them with its elongated arms and ferocious growls. Despite their best efforts, the beast quickly caught up to them, its sharp claws slicing through Jake's face. Wounded, Jake tried to escape, but the monster lunged forward, its teeth bared and its eyes blazing with hunger. In a split second, this thing had Jake in its grip, its long arms wrapping around him, squeezing tightly. Jake let out a blood-curdling scream as the monster crushed him to death. Eva was powerless to stop it as the beast vanished into the shadows, taking Jake with it. Eva screamed and ran as fast as she could, dialing 911 on her cell phone. Her heart was pounding in her chest, and she could hardly catch her breath. The police arrived minutes later, but all they found was a trail of destruction. Branches were broken and bushes were trampled, but there was no sign of Jake. Eva was in shock and disbelief. She had just witnessed the monster take her beloved Jake, and now he was nowhere to be found. She felt like she was living in a nightmare, and she couldn't shake the fear and panic from her mind. The police searched the park, but they found no trace of Jake or the monster. The truth of what had happened to Jake was shrouded in mystery, and Eva was left with a broken heart and a void that could never be filled. Days passed, and Eva was consumed by fear and grief. She couldn't shake the image of Jake's disappearance from her mind, and felt like she was being watched constantly. Her once cozy home now felt like a prison, and she was unable to sleep, her mind racing with thoughts of the monster that had taken Jake. One night, as she lay in bed, she heard a creaking sound. She sat up, straining to listen, and then she heard it again, the unmistakable sound of someone breaking into her home. Her heart racing, she jumped out of bed and ran to the door, only to find it wouldn't budge. She was trapped, with the monster on the other side. The monster entered the room, its eyes glowing with an otherworldly hunger. It was a terrifying sight, with elongated arms and razor-sharp claws that seemed to glow in the darkness. Its white eyes were fixed on Eva, and she knew that this was the end. She screamed for help, but no one came. Her neighbors must have been asleep, or perhaps they were too afraid to come to her aid. In that moment, she realized that the monster had been targeting her since their first meeting, and had been waiting for the perfect moment to pounce. As the monster closed in on her, she felt its razor-sharp claws dig into her flesh. She screamed in pain and terror, but the monster didn't stop. It was relentless, its eyes glowing with a sinister hunger that seemed to come from beyond this world. In a moment of desperation, Eva managed to break free from the monster's grasp and bolted out of her home, her heart pounding in her chest. She ran down the street, screaming for help, but no one came to her aid. Her neighbors were either too far away or too afraid to come to her rescue. Just as she thought she had escaped the beast, she heard a blood-curdling growl behind her. She turned to see the monster bearing down on her, its white eyes fixed on its prey. It was getting closer, and she knew that this time There was no escape. With a final burst of energy, Ava turned and ran as fast as she could. But the monster was too fast. It caught up to her and pounced, its razor-sharp claws digging into her flesh once again. This time, she was unable to fight back, and she felt her life slipping away. If you liked this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more exciting content. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.